to finish up with from where we started building a sales report dashboard. So, like where we stopped previous week. So this is where we stopped, where we created the first page was for the sales report that we've actually created. We've created sales over by month and by year. Then we actually make use of what do not chart to show what the sales by what different ship modes. So now we could see that okay, the standard class was we had more sales coming from this ship mode or standard class. Then we actually look at the top 5 sales by city and the bottom 5 sales by city as well. So like where we stopped previously, I said just to maybe want to replicate the same analysis. So since sales, and remember, if you look at our data previously on this table view, we said if you scroll, you said we have sales, we have what quantity, we have discounts, we have profit too at the same time. So we can decide to see same thing for what profit. And what are we going to do? So it's simplest by what I just duplicated what's called the sales report. So wherever we have what's it called? Wherever we have sales, we change it to profit. So like here now, there's what this is where we stopped previously, where we changed this. So but this by coming oh so sorry. Oh, I thought I started sharing. I'm sorry, apologies. Okay. So I believe you can see my screen now. So apologies. So last let me just go over it again. Said this where we stopped previously, whereby we decided to create what a sales report dashboard. So and then looking at different components which we've actually done for sales, I said if you look at the kind of data that we actually have, we have for the numeric variables that we have there, we have sales, we have quantity, and we have profit. And all what we've actually done here is to give you what a description about the sales. So and then which we've actually done. And like I said, the best practice is to maybe within a particular page, you can make maybe at most 6 videos. So don't just jump out your view with so much information that will actually distract your audience. So that you can have up to 4 to 6 different charts, which is practice. So what I'm saying is that where we stopped previously is to where we duplicated this particular sales report and we converted it to what profit. And like what we did previously is to change. That is, if you come towards this way and build panel section. So what we did then was to remove sales and what input and put what profit in that what x-axis. So maintaining the same protocol. So let's see the profit too. Same here too. We can see at the moment it says that we have. So on the x-axis, so we can uncheck sales and what checking what profit. So you can see that the same thing is applicable. We have what profit. We have profit coming mostly from the standard class, which is also what we expected because we have more sales coming through that route at the same time too. So, but if you still look at the title is yet to change. It's because we need to format it. So, and like I said, we have different ways to format. You can either double click on the particular informations or the particular head that you want to format. You can see the format panel will be what will be activated once you double click on it. Or another thing, so let me take it off. Another thing that can happen is that you can also activate the format pan or panel by clicking at this particular place. It will bring it on. So at the moment, you can see that under the format sections, so we have what title. We have so under the title, since we are interested in changing title, and we can see that if your title is not on, you have to put it on. Then you can click on this expand button. So when you click on the expand button, you should see the title section now. You see the text now. You can change this sum of I've actually sum of profit by ship mode. So I've actually changed it, but if your own still in sales, so you come here, so and change it to what? If it's still in sales, let's say the default mode is sales, so you can come here and change it to what? Profit. You can see whatever you are doing here. If you notice on your chart, is the effect is actually being applied on your chart. So if you put profit, sum of profit by what? Ship mode. So or you can just call it profit by ship mode. So and press enter, you can see the title has changed. So same thing. So that's how you can change this. So now let's say you want to change this information. Top 5 sales by what city. You can activate, and like I said previously, if you want to activate or you want to edit a particular chart, you ensure that the particular chart you are actually editing is currently what's activated. So by clicking on it, so because if you are working here and you are thinking maybe you want to make an edit here and you have not actually click on this, it will not activate it. You can see now, you can see like a border around showing that okay, this particular chart is what activated. So once you click on it, so like I said, you come to your build sections where you actually going to what edit. So you actually change. You can see now at the moment now is the sales that is being activated. So you can uncheck this sales and what add what profit. So if you could see now, so now when you actually add profit, so you need to actually filter your profit. You can see what is shown at the moment now. So you need to format filter it, because we actually filter it by what top sales and sum of sales the previous time now. So to do the same thing, you come to your filter here, come to your filter, so and come to what sum of profit. If you come to this particular place and you expand, so the last time we can see that we have top end sales, show item by what top 5 sales now. So what we have here, say by what value is sum of sales. So we need to change this one now to what profit. Can unclick here, you can check here and bring what sum of profit here and drag profit to this section. So once you drag profit to this section, you can what click on what apply filter. Once you click on apply filter, you can see sum of profit by what city. It has what changed compared to what you previously have in your visuals. So I hope that is clear. So now at the same time, I can collapse this, so to actually give my visual a bit more, then I can even collapse this so to make it more clearer. So if the same thing now, if I want to believe that every one of us, we are actually on our Power BI at the moment, so at least we can watch, or probably maybe after the class we can actually go back to the video and watch again and practicalize the same thing. The data has been made available for us to practice, and at the same time too, I actually sent a particular document to the platform whereby we can the document talks about what selecting the best visuals. So that is, if you have this kind of data, which kind of visuals is the best to represent your data. So all the information is there for us to what consume. So now let's say we can see that what we've changed this one, this particular chart we previously on to what sum of what profit by what city. So here too, let's change it. Let's edit this. So, and this is basically how you can actually format your data. So probably you've actually created a particular chart. You've created maybe a particular chart, and you need to what you just need to do is to replicate that same chart and what and you want to replicate that same chart and change some few parameters from the chart. So you don't need to start all over again. So you can duplicate that particular chart, or you copy that particular chart and paste and edit those particular informations you want to edit, because it takes longer period of times, and that's how to work effectively too. So it takes longer period of time when you want to start building the what, create the chart from the scratch again, formatting, editing. So once you've created one and maybe just a bit and you want to create for some other components, what you need to do is to either duplicate that chart, or you copy that chart and paste and what, drag and format and edit some other features that you want to. And that's what you are actually going through right now. So now this bottom 5 says by what, city. So now if you click on it, if you can see that result is activated. So if you come to this build panel and you try to what, if you can, what we are trying to visualize is what, the profit, the bottom. We want to see the where we actually got the least profit, that is by what, cities. So if I uncheck this says, you can see, and I can just click on this profit now, it activates it. So the same problem is happening here, because if you remember, when we filter this, if we come to the filter section here, so the previous time, and you expand this particular section by cities, we are actually looking at what the top 5 what, but bottom says by what, but bottom says. But what our interest is, what is in what, is in profits. So you can actually come here and what, remove this particular feed by clicking on this X arrow. So once you've removed it, you bring your profits from your data panel and drag to this particular by value feed. Once you drag and drop here, so and then if you notice that okay, the changes has not been applied, so the next thing you need to do is to click on what, apply filter. So once you click on apply filter, you can see that you can see where you are getting the least profits from your what, from the sales that you made in what, in cities. You can see that okay, from Philadelphia to yeah, see from Chicago, Lasata, and like I said previously, that if your arrangement is not this order that you want it to come, you can see this more option, these 3 dots here. Click on it, you can sort. So you can sort by axis. Probably you want to sort by city. Maybe there's you want to sort by city based on this, or you want to sort by descending, that is from the largest to the other, or you want to sort from what, the for an ascending order. So you just come and click your interest to what. Now currently is descending order. I can click on what, ascending. You can see it will change the way in which the shape of your chart. It will sort according to, based on that condition that you apply. Come here, descending, to take it back to the particular. So you can actually sort by what, your city too. So the only thing, I think I explained that the last time, what you just need to do, come. So now we are currently sorting by what, profit. If you activate this, so you can see, but it's not looking good in that way. So I want it to sort by what, sum of profits. I activate it back and give you what, that particular fee. So this is actually a basic way of what, editing your chart. So we've seen that sum of profit by city. So here previously we've seen what says, this is what says, this everything, this on says, and this the other feed there is what, on profit. So if you apply, probably want to see another thing that I would like to expose us to in also in this class is this. Then if your interest is, so you can actually rearrange your chart in any particular order. You can move, you can see once you click on this, you can move this one, or probably want to arrange this. I want to bring this guy here, so I can edit, and you can drag and drop. So you can drag and drop and edit. So if my interest is to take it back, I'll just drag, and what, you can rearrange your chart base. So you can see okay, can drop it here. Oh yeah, yes. So if you can see, I've arranged it. Let me draw this I want it to align with the top. You can see the top is aligned. So, and another thing you can do to check whether it's aligned, press Shift, holding this guy together, come to your format. You can come to format. So this is so once this guy is activated, come to format. It's because of my pen is not okay. Let's say come here. Format is not clicking based on. Okay, let me drag this guy down. So it's so can click on format. So then you come to align. I can align them I can align the to the, let's say I want to align it to the right or to the left. So you can see it will maintain the same shape. So, or you can align to the right too. That is, you want the sides to be equal. So, and how do I select those charts? I'm wondering what I did to select the chart. So once you click on this, you click on the first chart, you hold your shift key and click on the second chart. For you to align the two charts together. So let's say this, let me say at the moment now. So you can see the effect of what I've just done. Let's say this guy is here. So, and this guy is this way. So I can click on this, holding my shift key and click on this and come to my format and align. Can align them to the what? To the left. Then and click on what? Align to the right. You can see it has adjusted what? So let me align them, or can align you can align them to right. Let me say left, this guy, then align center. Okay, so you have different form of alignment here. So let me say align to the right, and then I just edit this. So this is different way in which you can align your chart. So another thing I would like to show us is how to actually give some brief summary. So let's say let me come to this sales report. I can actually, let me say I want to create one chart. Let me edit this. I want to make it smaller so that I can actually have some cards that I want to drag. So add, so bring this guy, align this guy top. So let me still make this guy smaller. Okay. So let's say I want to add some cards. I want to show us how to add some cards. So make this guy smaller too. I want to add some cards like a summary of my chart. You can see, and this is drag. So let me resize this. What I'm basically doing, I've resized the top, the same thing. So you can see I've resized this. So let's say I want to create some visuals. Let me create a card. So now there's something you want to add some informations, like I mentioned yesterday, that we're actually going to talk about. So once you have too much columns, so what I mean by columns, you come to your table view here. So if I want to add a summary, let's say I want to find what the sum of sales that I have made, so I can actually calculate that. And how do we calculate that in Power BI is what we call what? Measures. So in creating measures in Power BI, so you come to this data feed and you right click. So you can see that create what new column. If you create new column, it will require more space that is within your what data. And once it requires that more space, it takes a longer period of time for your data to actually load. But one thing that you can do is to create some new models by adding new models by creating measures. So once you come to your data panel, you right click within your data panel where you have the list of your variables. So once you right click, you come to what? New measures. You create new measures. So it's just like you writing a formula. just like we used to write formula in Excel. So I want to find what my sum of sales. I want to give a description. Okay, this is the sum of sales that I've made, and come here to this measure, you edit it, so you can write sum of sales. So, and come here to this function. There's a function in Power BI that we call calculate. So, in which you want to maybe perform some calculation based on some requirement. So, once you press calculate, you can see it has brought the formula, and you press your tab key to accept it. This is one to. So, for readability, I can press shift key and enter. So, for it to come to the next area, so for you to see. Now, if you look at this particular calculate function, is saying expression, then you want to filter by any field. So at this moment, I just want to find the expression I want to use is the sum. I press sum and press what? Tab key. You now say, okay, which field do you want to sum by? You can just simply what? Select. I want to sum by what? The sum of what? Your order sales. Is calling it order sales because the name of that particular of your data is what? Order. And then the variable within the data is the variable I want to make use of is what? The sales. And I click on what? This. You can see. So now you have your open bracket enabled there. So you can close it. Press what? Shift and what? Close bracket. And then I can actually what? Press shift and enter. Now, if you notice, you have an opening bracket opening here. Yeah. So we also need to close it. So let's say I don't want to filter. Like in Power BI or in Excel, once you see any functions, if you look at this formula inside here now, once you see any function with this square bracket sign, it means what is option is an optional field. So whether you provide informations or not, the formula will still work. And you close the bracket and press what? Enter. So one thing you notice, you might not notice sorry, you might not notice any change at this time, but if you come to your data panel, sorry, so sorry for that. So if you come to the data panel, you notice that the measures that we just created is here, that's been added to us, and this is the sum of what says. So if your formula or the function you've created contains some missing information or contains some variables, some errors, it won't create, and it will notify you too. So probably you didn't close a particular bracket, or there are some things that is not correct in what you've actually done. So let's click here. So now it looks as if nothing has been done. So we can actually create a card that give a description. Once I come here to my build section, I click on this card. So you can see that this card has been activated. So what I can do here is to simply since the card is activated, you can either drag this sum of sales to this. You want to give this description. You can see that the sum of sales, the total sum of sales has been added. You can resize it. I can resize it. Okay. I can resize it. Let's say I want it to be at the top here. Sum of sales. So another thing you can do is to format your sum of sales. Your sum of sales is actually in millions. So you can come to the format. So now the sum of sales is activated. Let's say you want the call out card now, that is, or you want the call out card. So now can say apply settings. Maybe you want the layout to change to maybe all the call out card. Let's say the layout, I want it to I want it vertical alignment. So the alignment, I want the vertical alignment. Then I want for the value to be on. Then you can see you can actually edit how bold you want your value to show. You can see currently now, let's say the color for my value is black. Let me change it to deep blue. You can see it has changed, so that is to this deep blue. and then I want horizontal alignment. You can see that's actually changed what the way it's what is showing what the alignment here. So then let's say you want to actually show another thing, you can give it what maybe you can give it what background color. If you're interested maybe to give it background color, let's say you turn it on and come here. And so the background color at the moment is what white. So let's say I want to give it this color. You can see the background color has changed so to this, and then which is giving it what more view. So it depends. So this is your what total sum of sales now. So then another thing, if I want, I can give it what a border. So I can come here and come. You can see that you have so many things that you can do here. So let's say I want to give it toggle this. I want the border to show. So another thing I can do is you can walk around this. So multi-card layout. So let's say padding, then you can border, you can turn off, you can see the border is on now. I'll just turn on the border, then I expand this. So at the moment I can give the border, let's say what color, let me just give it so that you can see the difference. Let me give it this color. Then I can increase the transparency. Maybe I don't want it to that deep, maybe just light white. Then another thing, line, I can increase the width of the line too. So you can see, let's say I give it 3 pixels. So these are the different ways you can edit your cards. So your card is just like a summary that you are providing based on this. You can see now, this is what I have, this total sum of sales that I have recorded this. So let's say maybe you want to see the total sum of sales that you've made across consumer now. So you can create that measure. How can we create? You come to what your data panel here. So what you need to do, you right click again on it, create what new measure. So come to this, you can say sales by, let's say, let me call to this consumer segment. Consumer segment. So you want to see sales by consumer segment, and I come here, I press calculate tab, shift key and enter. It will come to what, to the next line. So now, and I want to say sum. The function I want to use, the expression is what, sum. I press sum. You can see sum. Then I come to this and press enter. So I want sum of sales. I scroll down and press what, tab key to accept, and close this bracket. If you are watching now, this expression, you've completed it. So you can want to put a comma, that is, you want to add another thing. And I want it to go to the next line for clarity. I press shift and enter on my keyboard. So I'm on the third line now. So, and I want to filter. Let's say I want to filter it by segment. I want to filter by what? First of all, call your data, order data. I want to filter by what? Segment. Let's see where we have the segment column. Segment, you can see, and press what? Tab key to accept it. So equals to, that is your segment. Now we want to, as consumer, you press, since your consumer is a what, is a nominal variable, you have to express that, okay, this is actually different. It's not just a particular formula, it is a particular level of your data. So once you put this specific and just press consumer, so you must make sure that, okay, the consumer matches what, the way in which your data was captured. So I come down. If I have mistakes, it will tell me, and close, okay, and press what? Enter. So it's actually created because what? My formula, the way I've created it was, is actually right. So now, another thing I can do. So having done that, I can use another card, or I can create another card. So I can just simply what? Says I want to just have sum of sales by what, customer segment. So sum of sales by what, this one is what, sum of sales. The other one, sum of sales by consumer. You can see I can drag and drop inside this card. You can see. Then I can either expand. I can expand. So you can see that, okay, the sum of sales that was made by consumer segment is what? 1.16 million. So you can see now is what? 1.16 million. So, but the sum of sales across all segments is what? 2.3 million. So these are different ways in which you can create your cards. So instead of, this is a multi-row card. So if I want to create this card separately, I can also do that. But since I've already created a particular card down, so I can just drag it. So then your cards, if you come to this format place, so if you come to this so this still being activated, you can come to this multi-card layout. So at the moment now, this column now, that is, I can have up to 5 cards that I can add there. So if my interest is to expand it, probably you want to have up to 6 or 7 cards, you can change the numbers of columns, or you want to have 4 and change the numbers of columns. But since I've not exhausted that layout, I can still create more cards. So that's why the reason why is what I just want to quickly do that is to actually show us how we can actually create this. So I want to the format that I've actually applied on the sum of sales to be effected on what? On the sales by consumer segment, which I just created. That's why I just simply was drag it to that particular card layout. So any questions at this point before, so that, and then I hope you are not thinking maybe this Power BI is maybe complicated. It's not. So it just shows that we need to practice. But I don't know if you have any questions at this point. Let me check here. Okay. So any questions at this point before I continue? So I believe we are still in touch, we're still together. So let me continue. So these are different ways you can create your card. So another thing I would like to show us is this. So let me say I want to actually bring it down. I can drag, okay. It's okay this way. Can drag and put in. So let's say, let me look at my data and see some cards I can also create. So to give, so let's say I want to see the sum of sales that we actually made, okay, by this shift mode and then standard class. Let's look at it too. So at least it will help us in creating more measures. So you can come here, your data panel, right click again, create new measure. Or if you're interested to see average sales, since we'll be talking about sum, let's talk about what? Average sales. Let's say by standard class. That is ship mode standard class. So I will come to this formula, put our expression. Our expression here is calculate. Press tab. So shift enter. I want to see the average. You can see. So average. I want to see the average sales. And come select average sales. Press tab to accept, and then let me close. Average sales. Press you want to filter now for what? Press shift enter. I want to filter by ship mode. So filter by ship mode, you press your data order. You can press order tab and give you the different variables we have on orders. So I want to see ship mode. Where do I have ship mode? Okay, this is ship mode. I press what? Tab to accept it. Okay. So ship mode, which of the ship mode or standard class? And I put it what? In this quote. Then I say standard. Make sure that what is the same way in which is being entered, you have it sheet mode. Okay, then and now I close my what brackets. Okay, and I press what entered. If you come here to your data panel, you see that what average, you see where we have average. Okay, yeah, average sales has been added. So let's say I want to create another new card. I create this new card. Okay, and I can, let's say I want to drag it here. So, and I come and I drag this average. Sorry, let me edit the form. And say that my average is not correct. Average, yeah, and I press enter. I've edited what this, that's how to edit your what. So average, and I drag it down here. So you can see that the average says by what the standard class is what 220 227. So let's say I want to format it. You can see I want to format it. Then can either you can click on your format panel, then come to want to call in the call out now, like I did the other time. I want to change the layout alignment to be what vertical alignment to be what center. The value, I want the value to be what horizontal alignment. You can see average sales by what standard class. Then so let's say you want to even change the font. And change the different font. What different font that you can actually change? Let's say I want to use, you can see this is different, this is another different font. Or probably I want to reduce my font size, and reduce your font size this way. So then I want the color too. So I want to maintain for uniformity. I'm maintaining blue. You can see average says. Then another thing we can actually do. So if you want to your label, if you want to actually want to change the font too, you can change it, and how big you want it. You can see how it's changing, but let me maintain 13. 13 is okay. So then the color, if you want to change the color of your label too, whether I want to make it blue, let me just make it blue, so you can see how you can beautify by actually changing it. So, and then you can actually format. This is, you can format it to suit your what your needs. You can format your chart to suit your what your needs. Let's say this moment I am actually trying to this point I want to give it what a border. So let me click on it, the multi-row card border. So I activate the border to be on, then I'll expand. So currently now this is the color of the border, but let's say I want to give it this color. So you can see I've given that color transparent. I don't want it to, let me give 30. Then to increase the pixel, so the width I've given it what 3, so which is okay. Then probably if I'm satisfied with what I have, and just expand this and this. So this will give me what the average is. So somebody coming to see your dashboard has already seen that, okay, you've created what a dashboard that shows what, that's giving what you insight into your data. You can see the total sum of sales that you've made. You can see the sales by consumer. So based on your objective, based on what you want to show, you can create different measures and place those measures there. Your average sales by standard class. Then another thing, let's say I want my interest. Let me just adjust my title. So let's say I want to insert button. Let me click on here, insert, and I come here to button. I can insert the right arrow button. Okay, and I'll click here. So that is, if I want it to come, and so let's say I want to increase this arrow. Then there are different formats. So maybe I want it to navigate to the next page. And see, then I can actually format this arrow. So you can come here to format this arrow and say your button style. So you can come here. On default, you can bid this way. But let's say when you hover on it, click on over. I want the shape to still be rectangle, and I want it to be, let's say, rounded and crazy. So let me just put it. Let me change it to rounded rectangle, something like this. And then the feed. So let me change the fill. Let's say currently the fill is white. So when you hover on it, let's say change to blue. Okay. And then do I want to give it a border? Let's say I create a border, currently black. Let me change to this color. So you can change to this color, and the width is 3, so which is fine at this moment. So I can on it and create what? Action. That is the action you want it to to perform. The time of actions you want to perform is what? Page navigation. Can click on what? Page navigation. So the destination, I want it to go, once I click on it, I want it to go to what? To the profit sheet. So like this now, and you press. If you notice now, if you come here now, if you notice now, this is what the shape looks like. But if you hover on it, you can see it has changed based on what the condition I've applied on it. So if you click on it now, for it to take effect, for it to move to next sheet, if you hold your control key, let's say I hold my control key and I click on it, you see it will take you to what? To the next sheet, to take you to the what? To the profit sheet. So, and that's how you can add what? That's how you can add what? Your button on it. So if you click on it to take you to what? Profit sheet. So let's say I come to this profit sheet, I want to add another one. So I'll come for explanation, I come to what? Under your menu, you come to the insert, you come to button, let me say I want to left arrow. You can see I can come here and then drag it, I edit it too, I can format it. So, and then I can apply my format section on it. So what do I want people to see when I hover on it? So come to the button style, and on currently now, let me say the default, it should be on default this. So when I hover on it, I click on over. So I want the shape to still be, let me choose rounded rectangle. Then this radius like this is fine. Then the icon, the fill. So probably I want to fill the background. So the fill color is actually white at this moment. Let me just change it to for uniformity or the other. Then I want it to click on what? On the border. I want to give it what? A deep this color border when I hover around it. And then the action I want to perform on it. You on the action button. So the action I want to perform on it, the type of action is what? Page navigation. So once I click on it, the destination where I want to go, I want to go to what? The sales sales page, and click on it like this. So then if you come here, you can see when you hover on it, it will change color on over, but the default state is this. You hover on it, so for it to go to the what? To show, you hold your control key and press what? And click, and click on your screen. You can see it has gone. Click this one. That's how you navigate. So one more last thing I want to show us before is how to publish. So let's say you've created your dashboard, it's looking nice. So you want other people to have access to your dashboard. One thing you can do is to publish. You want to publish what you've created. So, and once you are here, you can see this publish. But once you want to publish, make sure that your internet is actually on. So once your internet is on, you can actually publish. Can click on this. So publish. So it will ask you that you save your settings. Yes, save. So I want you to save. So now it will ask me where I want to publish. So now I want to publish in my workspace. So, and I click what? Select. I'll select my workspace. So it will now be actually publishing. So I want to show us the pages, the place where we can share your work you've created. Now it's publishing online now to Power BI. So great. So once you publish, you can click on this link to see where it has been published. Click on this link. Sorry, let me create. Let me open this, my web. So let's come here. So okay, let me go back. So come to publish, click on the link now. So I want it to go to load on this. So because if I load on the other page, it will request for some login details, which I don't want to stress over at this moment. So you can see that's published to what my space. You can see this is what I've actually published now. If I click on this, it's to you don't have to what long press on everything. You can see once you over everything gets activated, you go back to the previous page. Go back to the other page. So you can use this arrow that you've created to work to navigate across, and you can see now this is what is actually online at the moment now. So let's say my interest is to share with my colleagues or my superior who has requested or you want to create to just to show someone what you've done. So you can see when this is the function we have applied. You can either come to this export and what maybe you want to export in PDF, you want to export in PowerPoint, you want to, these are different places, or you want to download it. You come to file and download what you've actually done, and you can actually send this one to someone. This is another place of sharing too. So, or you want to share with the link. So now my subscription has expired, but these are different several ways you can actually do. So once you come to this share button, it will generate what a link in which you can share for people to what to actually go online and view your visualization. So, and then if probably just like me now, I don't have, you can export it to that PowerPoint PDF, or best you just come to this file and download this and download it. So once you download it, you can easily attach it as a document and send to whichever persons you want to actually view the dashboard you've actually created. So then also the advantage is this: people that you have actually sent it to, they can actually be able to navigate. Okay, let's say, look at, I want to say, okay, the sales of month, they want to say, okay, in January, how are we doing? You can see in January, everything, your report, which will be affected in January. So this particular month, the sum of sales we've actually made is what 94, that's 9,492,000. So then this sales by the consumer is 50,000 plus 5,000 plus rather. So and then the average sales by standard class that we've made is what 218 by this. So that is, they also have the what ability to filter based, like they don't need to have the data with them, so they can filter based on what what you've just done. And like I said, you can, probably your interest is to show want to see more than January, maybe down to January, February. Can click on January, hold your control, February, you can see how your visualization is changing based on the this is the beauty. This is the beauty of what Power BI. So that is, you can actually filter by whichever month and see. And then, okay, this particular month I've actually filtered by, I want to see by consumer. I can see if you just click on consumer, everything everything is what is an that's why we call it interactive what dashboard. So let's say I want to clear my filter, click on this. I've cleared the filter, I've applied. Yeah, I've cleared the filter, so it's back. You can see it's back to what we originally have it as. So this is different ways in which you can create your dashboard. So at this point now, we've come to the end of the class. So if you have any questions, comments, please, well, at least we are done for this course. Then also another place you can learn is you can practice. You have the data. You can actually try to explore the data. Different things you want to explore. And then since you have the data, you have the background knowledge. If you have questions, like I said, you're always free to ask on our platform. Maybe if you created a dashboard and you are having challenges in one way or the other, and that's why we have it. So please, at this point, any questions? Any questions? Any comments? If you have any questions, please.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for the class. I really appreciate and really benefited from it. Even though sometimes I'm not online, but I always make sure I check the YouTube for the review. So my question is that we treated Excel and Power BI, and we know that Power BI, they use it majorly for visualization. But I noticed
Yes.
that in Excel also, you can use Excel and cleansing data. Sorry, you can use Power BI and cleaning data also. So I just want
Yes.
to know, because sometimes there might